Matt and I have never rented a car in Mexico, but after our last trip, we thought it would be a good idea. We planned on splitting our time between La Paz and Cabo San Lucas, so renting a car just made sense. Lots of people do it, but there are mixed reviews as far as safety goes. Some people have great experiences and others will never do it again. I just wanted to share our experience with you guys and let you know what I think. We booked our car rental online through Cactus. Our car rental was $275 for 5 days, and that included the mandatory liability insurance that you need to drive in Mexico. Compared to US-based rental companies, this was about a third of the price. The initial process went smoothly. An employee from Cactus was waiting for us right outside the airport terminal. We got in a van and took a quick 5-minute ride to the rental car location. When we arrived, they offered to add collision coverage, but we declined because we have collision coverage on one of our credit cards. Rental car companies will try to offer you multiple types of insurances, but all you're required to have is the basic liability. Cabo's known for pushy salesmen trying to sell you things, and the rental car place was no exception. One of the employees was trying to make a deal with us where we would visit a new hotel in the marina, and in exchange, he would give us $100 off the rental car and 2 ATV excursions for only $20. We asked if we could just swing by when we had some downtime during our trip, but he said no, it's an invitation only and it's a commitment. We couldn't commit to the time frame, so we politely told him no thank you and we were on our way. When you're in Mexico, if anything sounds too good to be true, it probably is. We rented a full-size vehicle, which was a Volkswagen Jetta. On our trip, it was important to us that we could fit all of our valuables and luggage into the trunk because the next day we planned on stopping by some beaches on the way from La Paz to Cabo San Lucas. Our rental car was pretty basic. There was no power seats or mirrors, and the overall vehicle was pretty beat up, but it got the job done. Before you leave the rental car facility, make sure you do a thorough walk around the vehicle and document any damages that you might see. Photos and videos are the best way to do this. When we got off the plane, Matt wasn't prepared to drive 2.5 hours north to get to our hotel in La Paz. For some reason, he thought our hotel was only half an hour away. After we picked up the rental car, the sun was setting, so the majority of our drive was in the dark. The funny thing about it is that everyone Matt talked to about renting a car in Mexico said that the highways aren't well maintained and they're poorly lit, so you don't want to be driving at night. When you're driving on roads in an unfamiliar place with dim headlights, Mexico or not, it can be kind of nerve-wracking. Here are some of the basic things we learned while driving in Mexico. The first thing you want to watch out for are the speed bumps. They come out of nowhere and they're 2 to 3 times the size of the ones in the States. So proceed with caution. We accidentally hit a couple going a little too fast and learned this the hard way. I don't remember seeing any signs for speed bumps on our trip, but if you did, this is what one would look like. They are called topes. We found that stop signs in Mexico are treated more like yield signs. Watch out for potholes, especially on roads without tolls. There are some tire poppers out there. Mexico's toll roads tend to be better maintained. One big difference we noticed is that when using roundabouts, it seemed like the person in the roundabout is supposed to yield to those entering. I couldn't find any clarification on the exact rules of this, but this was just our experience. All the speed limit signs are posted in kilometers, and 1 kilometer is approximately 0.62 miles. At traffic lights, the green light will flash before it turns yellow, which means you should slow down. A yellow light is a signal to stop, not to slow down. In Mexico, a lot of vehicles are not well maintained. We saw many cars with brake lights, headlights, or blinkers that did not work. Another thing we noticed is that people pay more attention to the roads when they're driving. So do like they do, keep your phone in your pocket and pay attention to what you are doing. Last but not least, and this should go without saying, but never drink and drive. In Mexico, gas is by the liter and not the gallon. Not all gas stations accept US credit cards, so always make sure you have some cash on hand. However, the places that we stopped did accept them, so it wasn't an issue. The Mexican service industry relies heavily on tips, so don't forget to tip the gas station staff. So what are some reasons why you would want to rent a car in Mexico? Car rentals give you the freedom to venture off the beaten path and explore at your own pace. They can save you time and money getting to and from the airport versus taking a shuttle or a taxi. If you plan on taking any day trips, it might be something that you want to consider. Do you need to rent a car? It really just depends on where you stay in Mexico. Our last 2 trips have been to Cabo, and in our opinion, having a rental car makes for a more enjoyable experience. So it just depends on what kind of vacation you want to have and what activities you want to do. By the end of our trip, we felt very comfortable and confident driving, and we would definitely do it again. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.